Lucas learns true friendship. Once upon a time in a quiet, friendly neighborhood, there lived a young boy named Lucas. Lucas was a kind-hearted and cheerful child, but he had an overwhelming desire for his friends to love him more than anything else. He was willing to go to great lengths to make this happen. Lucas was an incredibly thoughtful and considerate friend. He would remember everyone's birthdays and bring them thoughtful gifts. He would go out of his way to help his friends with their homework or any other problem they faced. He even shared his toys and snacks without hesitation. His friends appreciated his efforts, and he was well liked, but he couldn't shake the feeling that it wasn't enough. As time passed, Lucas's desire to be loved grew stronger. He began to change his own preferences and interests to align with those of his friends. If they loved soccer, he loved soccer. If they loved art, he loved art. If they loved a particular band, he too became an instant fan. He did this not out of genuine interest but out of a desire to be liked. Lucas's friends noticed the changes in him, and while they appreciated his efforts to fit in, they also began to feel something was amiss. They missed the Lucas they had known, the one who was genuine and unique, not just a reflection of their own desires. One day, Lucas's best friend, Sarah, pulled him aside. She looked at him with a mix of concern and compassion and said, "Lucas, you don't have to be someone you're not to make us like you. We love you for who you are, not for what you think we want you to be." Lucas was taken aback. He had been so focused on trying to be what he thought his friends wanted him to be that he had lost sight of his true self. He realized he had distanced himself from his own interests, and in doing so, he had lost a part of who he was. Overwhelmed by Sarah's understanding, Lucas decided it was time to return to being himself. He slowly began to reintegrate his own interests and passions into his life, even if they were different from his friends. He still cared deeply for his friends and continued to be a considerate and supportive friend, but he also remembered the importance of staying true to himself. As Lucas started to be his authentic self again, something wonderful happened. His friends admired his courage to be true to who he was, and their relationships deepened. They discovered that having a friend who was genuine and unique was far more valuable than having a friend who always tried to fit in. Lucas learned an important lesson about friendship that day. It was not about changing who you are to be loved but being loved for who you are. In the end, his friends loved him even more, not because he tried so hard to please them but because he was himself, a unique, kind-hearted, and thoughtful boy they were lucky to have in their lives. The end.